Xenoverse 2 DLC 19 is trash? That seems to be what some people think about it so far. So let's talk about this. Let's finally review this DLC. Is it worth your money? Should you buy this DLC among the other DLC packs that have released in the past? Or should you just save your money for upcoming new stuff coming, you know, for the Dragon Ball games, right? I assume if you play Xenoverse 2, you probably play most of the other Dragon Ball games, maybe Legends, Dokkan, obviously Sparking Zero, Kakarot, I would have to say is definitely more worth it in my opinion. But let's actually do a genuine breakdown of everything. No glazing here, no hating, just complete genuine criticism. And I will go over the good, the bad, and everything that you need to know about this DLC and just my personal opinions and takes on it. And I would love to know your personal opinions down in the comment section. Do you think this DLC was worth it for what you paid for? Let's jump into this. But before we do, if you guys wouldn't mind dropping a like and subscribing here on the channel, if you like this type of content, if we could reach over 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours, guys, I'll do some more videos like this where we just discuss, you know, really important stuff in regards to the Dragon Ball series, right? This is very important. I'm being real. And there might be a little bit of ranting in this, maybe a lot, but that's just how I do my content. So, Dragon Ball Daima pack. I gotta say, the wait really hurt this, okay? There are two things that hurt this, okay? The time frame that we waited, the duration of time we waited until we got this DLC released from the last DLC or even the last update, as well as the lack of promotion. The lack of promotion is hurting this series badly. And it's the same thing for a lot of the Dragon Ball console games in general. I don't know what it is with Bandai more recently. I feel like it has to do with them going very hard on promotion for Sparking Zero and Bleach, and now they're just kind of coasting. They're just kind of like, okay, what are we going to invest all our money into for promotion, okay? Because, you know, they got to pay for this promotional material and stuff, right? And it seems to just be Legends and Dokkan that they are doing. And even then, it's like, I don't know, that the Legends stuff, I don't want to get into that. I am enjoying Legends 7th anniversary, but a lot of people are having issues with it. Right now, Dragon Ball games, I feel like the community and the fandom, I'm not saying that like they're being negative about everything, but I mean, you can really feel it in the air that just people are not really all that much excited anymore about, you know, new Dragon Ball like DLC and additional content for the video games. And I think it's because a lot of it is just all the same shit, honestly. And this is new for Daima Pack. The Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta are fresh off of Dragon Ball Daima, okay? But at the same time, this pack is literally just another Goku and Vegeta, right? Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, I mean, he feels like you're just playing, you know, Super Saiyan Vegeta for the most part. And Super Saiyan 4 Goku kind of feels like you're just playing Super Saiyan 4 Goku for the most part, right? There wasn't anything that really screamed it being super unique, but at the same time, at the end of the day, I did have a lot of fun with these characters. I feel like they did a very good job with the actual animations and skills, and they did keep it fresh, even though there was criticism of there being reused like assets and material in this. Like, for example, I think Vegeta, because he does the arm crossed kicks and stuff. They were like, oh, that looks like it's just a reuse animation from Vegeta or Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's moveset, right? I saw a lot of people talking about that. And while that may be true, it didn't feel like it was like a boring reused character. He did feel fresh. He still felt fresh, right? Overall, right? Apologies, Windows Defender decided to go crazy for a second there. They're like, oh, you got a virus because you're talking about Dragon Ball Daima DLC for Xenoverse. But no, yeah, I did say, you know, near the beginning of the video that it still feels like Goku and Vegeta, and that's the thing. That's the main thing that I feel like people don't really get, is that there's only so many times that you can make Goku and Vegeta feel different, honestly, especially in a game like Xenoverse 2 with how it plays and how they design characters. There's gonna be stuff that is the same, right? Like, he's gonna have Kamehameha for Goku, and Vegeta's gonna have Final Flash and Gallic Gun and stuff. Now, the thing I don't agree with, and that I will say was stupid, was the skill choices for old skills being reused, okay? I understand that they're not going to have a completely unique full skill set, okay? It's not like Ribrianne, unfortunately, as much as I would love for that. Why did Ribrianne, one of the most hated characters in Dragon Ball, get the best overall DLC, in my opinion, from any character? I digress. But yeah, Goku having full power energy wave was a stupid decision. He doesn't even excel in ki-based attacks, right? He's more of a physical melee strike-based character. And even his stats reflect that he is, you know, proficient in strike skills. So why not give him a strike skill? I understand the Kamehameha is a blast, okay? They could have made it a strike, I guess, but whatever. It's the start of it and everything. It's just a Kamehameha for the most part. And it looks really good, but full power energy wave was dumb. They should have gave him one of those crazy, I don't know, combo punches that he did to Goma. And I know he has 2 other strike skills that are supers, but one of the ultimates, I think they could have, you know, squeezed out another new, fresh ultimate that he did from the anime. They definitely could have done that. And that's a big L on Dimps and Bandai. I think they did a horrible decision with that. I think it's mainly Dimps, not Bandai. I don't think Bandai's like, hey, you need to give him full power energy wave. But yeah, with Vegeta, he's kind of the same thing. I feel like Vegeta was the better character overall. He felt like when I used Vegeta and I played like all the characters, I feel like if I'm doing like a parallel quest or like I don't play online, but like maybe like a raid or whatever, Vegeta just seems a lot more useful, right? He excels in ki-based attacks, and his Final Flash does absurdly bullshit damage. Like, it's ridiculous. So I think he was the better overall character. Goku's still very fun and he's good, but it hurt him that his his actual skill kind of sucked, okay? You know, in terms of the choices for like the older skills that they use. So yeah, full power energy wave and Vegeta even having full power energy blast volley. Ugh, God, like they just do that too much, dog. Like, they should have given him something else that made him feel better, in my opinion. Okay, so back to promotion for the DLC. They did a horrible job with it. Like I said, with how they were promoting a lot of these games, especially Sparking Zero and Xenoverse 2, 2 of these huge, you know, like casual fan favorites for Dragon Ball games. They are just not, you know, feeding us information. I like to compare it to like a small fire, like a campfire. Okay, you got to feed it, like, you know, kindling, like, you know, twigs, leaves, dry leaves, you know, dry wood to keep it alive. Okay, slow. Okay, a slow burner, right? You got to slowly feed it. If you don't do that, it's gonna die out, right? It'll eventually die out. And Xenoverse 2 is, the fire is about this big for this fucking game, okay? As much as I love this game to death, it's really, like, it's just, I don't want to say it's doing bad, but, like, it's definitely not as interesting compared to in the past, okay? And a lot of it has to do with how they're handling, you know, everything surrounding new content, right? It's just become a big issue ever since DLC 16, and I think that's when they shifted to a different producer. So whoever this new producer is, they're doing a horrible job. They're doing a complete shit job. They should just be fired. I'm just joking. No, I don't want to say that, but, you know, demote them to different. Give them a different position. I don't know what their decision making is for as a producer has not been good, okay? Bring back Horano-san, man. He was the GOAT, right? He was the man, okay? And even then, we had other producers in between. Whoever was the producer during the time of Legendary Pack 1 to Kanton City Vote Pack, get that motherfucker back in here, because that dude was a genius. He was cooking, right? He made Xenoverse 2 feel like one of the best games ever. Like, whoever it was that was doing it, like the dude, or if it was even a woman that was, you know, doing all of it. I think it was a guy. I think they've all been dudes, but they were cooking. This guy was cooking, okay? So, yeah, there's just been no promotion. We had one trailer. I shit you not. During the time period between Future Saga Chapter 2, which was also a big L, okay? I still think that one is probably, it might be a little bit worse than this one, but I don't know. They're almost kind of even, honestly, okay? Even though I had a lot more fun with this DLC, Future Saga Chapter 2, it did at least have more content. It had a story. It had another extra character. So, in a sense, it did have more content, but whatever. We had just that one Super Saiyan 3 teaser trailer of Vegeta, like, the same day that Daima ended for the Japanese, you know, first airing, okay? And that was it. From Future Saga Chapter 2, which was in November, keep in mind, November, all the way up until the end of May. And then we finally got another trailer. There was zero information in between then. That is atrocious. Like, you guys, Bandai, y'all gotta fucking lock in, because this is not, you are not doing this game justice. You are not doing the community or the fans justice. you're basically shitting in our mouths. Like, honestly, when you do shit like that, you are literally saying, bend over, I'm gonna take a dump in your mouth. Like, that's what that was. It was horrible. It's bad, y'all. But yeah, again, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. But I'm just saying, like, it sucks, right? It really does suck. And I think a lot of you can agree with it. Now, the actual overview of the DLC that you're seeing here, I mean, it's lacking, bro. Like, when I first saw what we were getting, I'm like, okay, we got a lot of outfits, right? 8 accessories and outfits, like, combined, okay? So four character outfits overall, and then you have the 4 accessories for each character because they have, like, a headpiece, okay? So W on that. They did good on that. 2 characters is, oh, man. 2 characters, okay. It would have been great. I think this DLC would have been a lot better if they did throw in Goma, for example, or even Glorio. Like, one other character that is not Goku and Vegeta, you know what I'm saying? That would have benefited this game, you know, in this DLC a lot more, right? But it is Goku and Vegeta, so there is a hype factor there, okay? 6 skills. Yikes. Now, that is the bare minimum, okay? If it was anything under 6, this DLC would have been an absolute shit show, right? But 6 skills, that's the bare minimum. 3 for each. That's usually what they do for new characters. And if they add more, that's always better. But yeah, that's bare minimum. 2 new Super Souls? 2 new Super Souls. That is so low. I feel like we usually get maybe 3 or 4 Super Souls, maybe more than that. But I don't know. I'll have to compare it whenever we get into my comparison for a DLC that's very similar to this one. But, I mean, in terms of the price, and better. Parallel Quest 3. We generally get 4. We generally get 4. I'm not sure what they did with this one, why there's only 3. And another thing about it, which I did enjoy the Parallel Quest, dialogue and voice acting makes a big difference, right? Sparking Zero could never with their custom battles, right? But the Parallel Quest had nothing to do with Daima. Literally nothing to do with Daima. They felt like they were leftover Parallel Quest from the Future Saga Chapter 1, because it had a main focus on Ultra Super Villain Vegeta and Goku Black. And then this, like, Whis training where it was like a gauntlet of characters. So it just felt random. Like, it was weird. So, again, nothing to do with Daima. Big L. And 8 new loading screen illustrations, which I don't remember. I feel like, we get more than 8 in terms of the paid DLC. But, I mean, not too many people care about them. And they're nice to see, but, like, paying for the illustrations is kind of ridiculous, in my opinion, right? Like, they should all just be added free, and then you just buy them in the TP Metal Shop or you grind for them, right? So paying for them and unlocking them via Parallel Quest is kind of like, what the fuck, dude? But whatever, okay? No new story. There was no new story. And I want you guys to take a guess how much this DLC was. Just take a guess before I get into it. In 3, 2, 1. It's $8. Now, at first thought, when I'm seeing $8, okay, compared to when you compare it to Future Saga Chapter 1, which was 20, there's a big difference. And the reason why that one was 20 because it was huge. That was the biggest DLC we ever received. So, I guess you could say, all right, you know, it's warranted there, right? It's acceptable. I'll be lenient on that. So, $8 for this one. It doesn't sound that bad. But then when you look at previous DLCs and what they had to offer, you really do see how this is not actually, it might not actually be worth it. And again, I'll leave it up to you guys, but I'm looking at this like, at first glance, like when I first saw the $8, I was like, hey, that's not bad. For what we're getting, that's not bad, right? And then I remembered how much we paid for a pack that was very similar to that, Conton City Vote Pack. This was released, I think, in 2022. This was also $8. Now, what did this come with? Let's compare. All right, let's do a comparison. So again, fresh in your mind, we already know what comes with this one. You had 3 characters, so 1 extra character, one of them being Dispo. Okay, this was, again, another Goku and Vegeta pack, right? But Dispo was a big addition, a major addition, because he was a different character, he was a unique character, and he even had a transformation, like an Awoken skill, which was pretty cool. That was exclusive to him. So big W on that. Additional new content, 2 new extra missions, 2 story mode quests. That's what the extra missions are. So you had 2 story modes, right? New cutscenes, new overall fights, fresh as fuck, okay? And it actually played into the actual story with Few and everything as well. Where was that? Where was that in the Diamond Pack? 4 new parallel quests, so you get 1 additional parallel quest, 10 new skills, that's 4 new skills, 4 new costumes and accessories, so that's half of what you get in the Diamond Pack, But at the same time, I mean, costumes and accessories aren't really a huge deal to me. They're cool, they're nice to have and everything, but they're not awoken skills, right? 5 Super Souls. How much did we get? 2? Was it 2? 2 Super Souls in the Daima pack. We got 5 Super Souls in this one. And this one had 15 loading screen illustrations. This one only had 8. This is the same price. This is the same price. I shit you not. And how did this get lower ratings? I guess because it has less ratings. But on PlayStation, generally, a lot of people, I guess, thought it was good. But on Steam, it was very mixed. Let's just read some of what people had to say. Friend bought me the DLC, was already disappointed. Okay, so this is a friend bought it. They didn't even buy it, right? Was already disappointed that Goku had full power energy wave and Vegeta had volley, but the DLC update removed the file that apparently I need in order to run the game. Yeah, there was a mistake. There was a big problem with Steam, so I understand. I forgot to talk about that. There was a fumble again with Steam. I don't know why the PC versions of anime games always have shit wrong with them, but yeah. Since the new update with this DLC, server issues, long white screens, game's been broken for days, NPCs vanish. You've probably read the other complaints already. No English dubbing. Another big L. Another thing that we like to have is interactions, character interactions. And they're in the game, but they're in fucking Japanese for the most part. So, like, a lot of us who are playing this game, we don't speak Japanese. We don't know Japanese. So how the fuck are we supposed to know what they're saying without using some type of, like, translation or translator? Or depending on a content creator who can translate it and upload it with subs, right? I don't even know if there's I would assume there's a way to add subs in the game, but that's still stupid that I want to hear the English dub, right? So they did the same thing with Sparking Zero, same thing with Legends and Dokkan. Only more recently they're starting to add in dubbing, but it's only for like early characters. And the Daima anime has been done for like over a week now. DLC seemingly messed up the servers. Daima Super Saiyan 4 actually looks so big compared to normal Super Saiyan 4 that they forced him to hunch when standing so he doesn't hulk over his normal self, which he still does. Honestly, I'm not too upset about how Daima Super Saiyan 4 looks, but they could have at least made the scaling match better. Yeah, I can't really say if that was if it's accurate or not because it's so inconsistent in the anime as well, and it's hard to tell like what it is, but in Dragon Ball Legends, for example, he's only slightly bigger than Super Saiyan 4 GT. So I don't know what happened, but they definitely, I think, fucked up because if you go to, if you compare Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta to the one from the base game, from just regular Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is actually bigger, and it's not just his hair. His body is actually bigger overall, like he's taller. That makes no sense, right? Vegeta doesn't get larger when he goes Super Saiyan 3, only his hair does, right? And his hair is not the thing that's making him look larger. It's his actual body. If you cut his hair and you line it up perfectly to the other Vegeta, it doesn't make sense. See, same thing with Vegeta, but it's much more noticeable since he's not hunched over. Ever wanted a full squad of Vegeta, say God, Blue, or Super Saiyan 3? Well, Super Saiyan 3 is going to tower over the rest. Yeah, it's weird. Very weird. Released a DLC with 2 pretty cool characters, even if they have full power energy wave. We also broke the game. Online doesn't work. We know this is a 10-year-old game, but come on, at least make sure before releasing paid DLC, okay? And again, there are people who are enjoying it, and that's fine. You know, I enjoyed it as well. I'm still enjoying the DLC. I would say that my overall experience is better than what I had for Future Saga Chapter 2, but I'm just thinking about, like, how much you pay for this, and if you compare it to a previous DLC that's the same price, what the fuck happened, dog? Like, and the wait, how long we waited is ridiculous. 7 months? Right? Even maybe a little bit more. 7+ months for this. That's it. I guess all the money was going towards the costumes and accessories, and I guess a little bit of a slightly better animation for Goku, his ultimate. Goku's ultimate is the only, like, attack animation that's actually impressive. Vegeta doesn't really have anything. His Final Flash looks like Final Flash, honestly. It's still cool, but there's nothing really that, like, special to it other than how much damage it does. You know what I mean? So again, comparing it to another few packs that are around the same price, okay? For a couple, $2 more, right? You're getting this, which was one of the best DLCs. 3 characters, new story, and even the free update was better. And that's another thing that I want to get into, okay, before we get into that. Legendary Pack 2, that had 4 characters and new story. And it's the same price, $10. I know it's discounted. By the way, there's discounts going on, so definitely get that. And then another one of the best DLCs, 4 characters, it's $10. Huge, the biggest story that I think we've gotten other than Future Saga Chapter 1, because you have that infinite history story mode, right? Is actually insane. Now, the free update, they never even advertised what was free in this. And honestly, the free stuff that came with it isn't really all that great. We're getting new raids, right? Which, yes, that is part of a free update for those motherfuckers out there that are like, oh, raids are not free update. Raids are not free update. They've always advertised them as free update. Always. Okay? So stop being silly about it. It's like, you go do your research. They're free updates. They always, put them in there. So here I am on the Bandai Namco official website. And it says, in addition to Dragon Ball Daima Pack, a free update including new raid boss battles, costumes, super souls, loading screens, lobby items, and skills is out today. Now, what the fuck were the skills? I can't even recall. What new skills did they add? Did they add new skills that were for free? Unless they're adding them later and I just don't know about it. But yeah, okay, there are new raid bosses. There were some new costumes that were added, customization. And I'm talking about custom outfits. Now, they're older outfits that now you can customize in terms of having them fully colorable. That's the thing. And then they added that Vegeta armor that is like battle damage and like a couple of other things, I think, as well. They did add some new Super Souls that were free. They did add new loading screens. Lobby items being the auras. They added the Super Saiyan 3 Daima aura, and then the Star Coin shop also added a couple of new, I think it was like the full power Jiren aura. And there's going to be an Ultra Instinct regular, mastered version of a lobby aura. I don't know when. I don't know if it's going to be a Star Coin shop or we have to wait until the festival, okay? Because a new festival is going to be coming here. Yeah, I don't know what the skills are that they're talking about. I'll have to see, but they also added that time control support pack, which you pay for or whatever, which is like $5. So we're not even gonna get into that. That's not a free update thing. But yeah, there was free update stuff, right? And it wasn't horrible, but even then it wasn't, there's not nothing. There's no awoken skill, okay? There's no awoken skill, and there's nothing really else other than that overhaul of, I guess, some of the stuff in game, right? Like, title screen and the new DLC purchase screen or whatever. And then it's like, the new Namekian guy where you can summon Shenron by paying him fucking money and shit. Like, that's really it. I will say the accessory shop, I think, added, what was it? Tiancha's wig, which I forgot to go over because I didn't know where it was. So that's good. So maybe they'll keep adding more stuff that we can rarely get in the game via grinding for like raids and shit. Hopefully that's the case. But overall, if I would have to give this a rating, I'd give it either like a 6.5 or maybe a 7, okay? It's not awful. It's a good, decent DLC, but in my opinion, like if I'm really telling you like what DLC you should purchase, just go buy some of the other ones if you haven't bought them, right? Buy the ones that come with a fucking story, right? Like Kantan City Vote Pack or Hero of Justice Pack 2 or Future Saga. Okay, not Future Saga Chapter 1 is $20. That's really expensive. But I'm just saying something that's in the same realm of what you can throw in maybe $1 or $2 and you could get something that is just better overall, in my opinion. If you really like Dragon Ball Daima and you really like Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, then great, get this one, right? But it's definitely on the little bit more lower end of DLC releases, okay? Overall, I'm not mad, Bandai. I'm disappointed. I'm just disappointed at what you guys did, okay? Fun DLC. I'm gonna enjoy it, but there was no awoken skill with this one, which they had a perfect opportunity. I know we weren't supposed to expect one, but it's just like, why wouldn't you add? It could have, I'm just saying, if they added an awoken skill in this as a free update, the overall DLC experience would have been high up. It would have been up there with Legendary Pack 2 and Beast Gone DLC. Because anytime you add a new awoken skill, that shows that you love the players, you care about the players, and you want them to be excited for your content. Because awoken skills are what is getting people back into the game. The proof is there. Anytime a new awoken skill comes back, you look at the Steam charts, shit goes up. It multiplies by like 3 or 4 times, okay, for the player base. And the player base is already really small, but awoken skills get people back in. Even that free update that they did for Ultra Instinct as an awoken skill, it had people back into the game. It really did. So it's like when you don't add that kind of stuff and your free update content is very lackluster and you're just making people pay for shit, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. But again, overall, I enjoyed it. Disappointed by some of the stuff with it. I have my gripes with it. I don't really think it's worth paying that much unless you really just love Daima and you need something to play. I would just recommend getting one of these three, for example. If it comes with a story, get it. This one doesn't. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I talked way too much. I ranted way too much. But maybe this will help you decide if you think this is worth it or not. All right? Peace out. Have a great day.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.